Bismillah, alhamdulillah, sallallahu ala rasulillah, wa ba'd. We, inshallah ta'ala tonight, go over the explanation of Aqidah Wasittiyah, Shaykh Abu Abdullah, Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymin, rahimahullah rahmatan wasi'ah. It being the 22nd of October, the 26th of Sha'aban, 1424 Hijri, which is in agreement with 2003 Miladi. We start by asking questions regarding the last durus that preceded. And we hope and we know that our brothers understand that this is not to expose anyone or put anyone on the spot, but rather is a means, probably one of the few means besides testing, that one can find out whether or not that which was sent out was understood, or that was presented was understood. We will, inshallah ta'ala, more than likely have some tests. We'll try to make them as light as possible, probably a true and false type situation. You know, answers right in front of your face, but you just got to figure out which it is, that type of thing. Because as we said, there's no benefit in having these type of durus and we don't know actually what we're learning. So in this regard, we took, by the grace of Allah, the beginning of what the Shaykh said, from the Bismillah to the types of Surah Fiqh al-Najiyah. This is the Iqad of Ahl al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah, types of Surah Fiqh al-Najiyah, and it is Iman Billah. Anyone wants to say anything regarding Iman Billah, belief in Allah, and what we took in this book regarding belief in Allah, فَيَتَفَضَّل. Go ahead and do so. Alaikum salam. Can you hear him?
No. You mentioned that the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala contains belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala contains four categories. The first of them being the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second being the tawheed of the Wasittiyah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is His Lordship. The third one being the tawheed of His asma wa sifat, His name and His attributes or qualities. And the fourth one being the tawheed of the uluhiyyah or the uluhiyyah, the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Is this correct? Did he leave out anything? Good. And we took regarding the wujud of Allah ta'ala that it was four categories. Now some of our brothers thought this was kind of heavy. I don't know why. I guess it depends on what you're used to lifting. But it was basically a matter of how we know the existence of Allah ta'ala through reasoning and observation, or reasoning being one, observational senses, and observation in our senses and then being another, and what else? The fitrah, and what else? The legislation. What's hard about that? Is anything hard about that? To understand this issue from those four standpoints? And we gave examples of how you rationalize or how you easily can show through reason that Allah exists. It's one of the easiest things to prove. Alright, we gave an example of that, and the ayat and Surah Al-Tur proved that also. Were they created from nothing or did they create themselves? They weren't created from nothing. Something or someone brought into existence, and they didn't create themselves. They're not creators of themselves. This is impossible to be non-existent and certainly not only be the one who, not only be something or someone who's brought into existence, but be the one who's the author of your existence. That's foolishness. So there's only one answer, and that is that Allah ta'ala Rabbul Alameen, the Lord of creation, the Lord of all creation, is the one who brought them into existence. And we took a fitrah that Allah ta'ala placed in the fitrah of the man when He took him from the Zahr of Adam, the back of Adam, and He had everyone witness to the fact that He is the Lord. And we took it Shar'an also. So we won't go over this material again, but keep in mind, now you have 4 and 4. 4 matters that you believe in regarding Allah ta'ala, and 4 matters that you bring as evidences as to how you prove the existence of Allah. 4 matters of how you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and 4 matters that you bring as an evidence as to how you prove the existence of Allah. So that was Iman Billah. Next thing we took, walillah alhamd, was belief in the malaika. First of all, we took the term malaika. And we said, where did it come from in the Arabic? And what does it mean? Who recalls this? Abdul Qayyim is behind you there. What? Referred to the angels, and the asl of it, and the language, the origin of it is that it is messenger. Aluqa, a messenger. Then we took the fact that these malaika are created from something, and they are from some, what world are they from? We call it ilm al-what? Ghaybi, unseen. And they are creatures created from what? Created from light. And they are unable to what? Disobey Allah Ta'ala, because they are very what? And very what? Intelligent. Remember? Intelligent. Put that with that. Because Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah was very harsh upon those individuals who had the audacity to say that the angels had no intelligence. But he said, hum a'kal, they are the most intelligent. And that the one who thinks they doesn't have intelligence, he is the fool that doesn't have any intelligence. He said he called him majnoon. He said he's the one who doesn't have an aql. For the fact that they are the most obedient to Allah and carry out the commands of Allah is proof of enough that they are the most ones who know Allah Ta'ala and most intelligent regarding Allah. And they are ajsam, they're bodies, they're not what? Spirits. A lot of people have this belief that they're spirits, so he knocked that down by saying they're ajsam, they're actual physical bodies. Now we took the different types of malaika. فيتفضل مشكورا. نعم. We're not going to do this in order, I guess. لا بأس لا بأس ما في مشكلة. Mikael, who's in charge of what? Is that correct? We got an ijma? He said Mikael. He meant Mikael. He said Mikael, yeah. Okay, stop there. Jibril or Jibra'il. Mikael and Israfil. What these, he said, were all malaika having something to do with life. Go ahead. How? You're not done. Go ahead. Jayid. Jayid. And to those who are dead, bringing them back to life on the day of judgment. We're left with another angel who has a false name that they ascribe to him. Go ahead, Aqi. Yeah, you. That's his proper name, Malik al-Maut, the angel of death. But they give him a false name that you can find in works such as Spectacle of Death and other books like that. Azra'il. Azra'il. We got everything over here. We got Ibrahim. We got everything. Azra'il. Okay? That is a name which is false. You sometimes find it in books like the Elementary Teachings of Islam and books of that nature. Now, subhanallah, we said that he brought 3 ayat. One ayat described the fact that people, their souls been taken to Allah. One ayat explained the matter of the souls been taken by Malik al-Maut. Another ayah showed that the souls were taken by the angels. So the Sheikh brought all 3 of these together. Does anyone recall the explanation of that? Was you here? Fadda. Yeah, that's the last one. Nah. And in reality, he took the souls. Okay. That's one. The other 2. How can it be ascribed to Malik al-Maut? We took a hadith, a long hadith. Nah. Faddal. Okay, so Malik al-Maut takes it directly. And then thirdly, the other angels don't allow him to keep it too long. So they take it immediately from him. So in this way, in each ayah is verifying that the soul is taken by Malik al-Maut, by the angels who surround him, right, who take it up to the heavens, right? The heavens are open up for those believers, right? And then their souls are then taken back to the earth so that they can answer the questions. But it's not allowed to be opened up for the disbeliever, so he's thrown back to the earth, right? Those are the angels who take him, and they have a good garment, nice garment, soft garment, clean garment, nice smelling garment that they wrap the believer in, and they have a harsh garment that they wrap the disbeliever in, and like this. We took this narration, right? So this is the manner of that. Now, there are other angels. And we didn't stop there. There were other angels. Faddal. Sayyahuna fil ard. Angels who go around throughout the earth looking for what? So people who are remembering Allah Ta'ala in the legislative way according to Kitab wa Sunnah, studying the deen of Allah Ta'ala. Then other angels. One on your right, one on your left to do what? Jayyid. Munkar Nakir is in the grave. Munkar Nakir in the grave. Raqib and Atid, which we said it was not necessarily a proper name for them, but that the people use because they get it from the ayah. Mal yalfadhu min qawl, he does not say a word except laday among them is Raqib Atid. Nevertheless, long as you know that there are angels on the right and the left writing down each matter. This matter had a strong effect of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, for he was at the stages of death, making the sound of the people who are very sick, what is called aneen, and he was told that Tawus dislike this because of this ayah, that they do not express or enunciate any word except it is written by those two angels. So what did Imam Ahmad do? He stopped making that crying or making that sound that people who are very sick make, and because of this ayah. So everything is written down. If it's good, then you'll find good, and if it's bad, then one will find bad. Naam, then we had Maqabat, other angels who what? Protect Bani Adam, Muslim, non-Muslim, whatever, children of Adam, from what? From matters that will be of harmful nature to them or whatever, until Allah Ta'ala decides to remove that protection. Right? Anyone else? Any other angels? Nah. The sister's asking here, and what are the three ayah pertaining to removal of the souls? They are following. Surah An'am, verse 61. Surah An'am, verse 61. Surah Sajda, verse 11. And Surah Zumar, verse 42. Surah Sajda, verse 11. And Surah Zumar, verse 42. The first ayah says, Hatta idha ja'atakum al-maut, until death comes into one of you. Tawafathu rusuluna wa hum la yufarritun. Our angels, it said, angels take their life or take their soul, and they do not slacken their responsibility. And the other ayah says, Qul yatawaffakum malikul maut. Say your souls are taken by the angel of death. Alladhi wukila bikum, who's put in charge of you. And the other ayah says, Allahu yatawaffal anfusu. Allah is the one who takes the souls, hina mautiha, at the time of his death. Those are the three ayat. Now, then, malaika rukka'ah, making ruku'. Malaika sujjadan, making sajda. Lillahi azza wa jal. We took this. Anybody recall anything? You keep raising your hand. You're going to have to answer all of them. Allahu Akbar. Well, go ahead. What is it? You're right. What else? Qiyam. In the where? Where? Where are they at? The heavens, right? We took a hadith of that. The Prophet Islam said the heaven is about to crack or make any sound of cracking or whatever, and it has a right to do so because... Huh? No, that's another hadith. We'll get to that. This is just in the sama, the fact that the sama, that they feel the sama, the heavens to such a degree, right? That is as if it's about to crack or fall because of the amount of angels. And this is because there's no space greater than the space of 4 fingers, except that there's an angel making ruku' or making sujood or making qiyam to Allah Ta'ala. And you know how big the heavens is, I mean, you should have a concept of that, and how wide and expansive that is. Now, to prove that the amount of the angels cannot be calculated, and no one knows the amount of his soldiers except Allah, the hadith of the Prophet Islam, which he says that there is a house in the Jannah, which is over the Kaaba, in the heavens, right, called Bayt al-Ma'mur. Bayt al-Ma'mur. What happens to this Bayt al-Ma'mur? They visit it. Same ones are never allowed to come again. 70,000, then 70,000. So many of these groups of 70,000 that the first ones who preceded others will never be able to make it ever again around there. So 70,000, 70,000, 70,000 like this, since the time of bringing that Bayt al-Ma'mur into existence to the time that Allah exists, you calculate that. Na'am. So we believe that they have certain things that they are supposed to do. We have to believe in the angels in this regard, and that they obey Allah Ta'ala and they don't disobey Him. And that the ones that we know their name, we say their names. And the one that we know their duties, we say their duties. Like he said regarding the rain and the vegetation and the trumpet. These are those who we know. And we talked about the angels who write for the ones who's in the arham. And there's more to this, the ones in the womb. And there are more to this, of course, to this issue of angels. You can go in great detail. But the Shaykh is giving us something mukhtasar, abridged, mufid, beneficial, enough to tell us what Aqidah is in a general sense, mujmilan, in a general sense, regarding this. The next thing we move on, which is today, we'll try to cover, bi'idhnillah, today, belief in the books and belief in the last day. He says, malaikatuhu, his angels, wa kutubih, and his books. Wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi. His angels and his books. We took the angels, the books. أي كتب الله التي أنزلها مع رسل. The books that Allah Ta'ala sent down with the messengers. The books that Allah Ta'ala sent down with the messengers. وَلِكُلِّ رَسُولٍ, for every messenger, kitab, there's a book. And for every messenger, there's a book. Listen to his evidence. قال الله تعالى وَلَكَ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلُنَا بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. Verily we sent our messengers with clarification. وَأَنزَلْنَا مَعَهُمَ الْكِتَابَ, and revealed with them the book. وَالْمِيزَانِ, and the scales. Surah Hadid 25. وَهَذَا يَدُلُّ, this is evidence that for every messenger there is a book. That every messenger had with him a book. If this is the case, where's Elijah Muhammad's book? Not a messenger. Kadhab, liar. Every messenger has a book. لكن لا نعرف لكل كتب. We don't know every book. بل نعرف منها, we know amongst these books, صحف Ibrahim, the صحف of Ibrahim, and the صحف of Musa, alayhi salam, وَالتَّوْرَةُ, the Torah of who? Musa. No, not Nasara. Who said that? Torah is not for the Nasara. Musa, oh, you said Musa, or like that, like Mustafa. I got you now. A Torah. وَالْإِنْجِيلِ. He said, Salam, وَالزَّبُورِ, وداود عليه السلام, والقرآن هكذا. 6 books. Because the Suhuf of Musa, some say it is the Torah, and some say it's other than the Torah. So if it is part of the Torah, then it's 5 books we're talking about. And if it is other than that, then it's 6 books. So the Sheikh is saying we know of 6 books. Right? When you say the Suhuf of Ibrahim and Musa, with the other 4, which is the Torah, the Injil, the Zabur, and the Quran, then that's 6. But if you say the Suhuf of Musa is part of his Torah, then it's 5. But you say Suhuf of Musa, it's the same as the Torah, and the Suhuf of Ibrahim, and then you're saying the Torah, the Injil, the Zabur, and the Quran. So these are the 6 books known, or 5 books known, depending on how you understand it, for the prophets. ولكن, but, مع ذلك, with this, نحن نؤمن بكل كتاب. We believe in every book. أنزله الله على الرسل. Now in the Bible Iman, in the area Iman, you'll find this all the time. Yes, go back to angels. We believe in Mika'il and Israfil, right? And Malik al-Maut, and like this, right? And Jibreel. And then we say what? And we believe in all the angels, even though we don't know their names, that Allah Ta'ala has stated and talked about, and the Messenger has spoken about, right? That's how you believe in. You believe in that which you know and have been given detail to, and you believe in that which you know but you have not been given details to. You have this point? Similarly, it's here. You believe in the 6 or the 5 that you know by name, and you believe in any other book that Allah Ta'ala revealed upon any other messenger. Otherwise, you believe in the existence of the fact that there were other messengers who Allah Ta'ala gave other books who we did not know about, but we believe in. وَإِنَّمْ نَعْلَمْ بِهِ. Even if we have no knowledge of it. نُؤْمِنْ بِهِ إِجْمَالًا. We believe in it in a concise, summarized way. We believe in it in general. We believe in it in general. Now, then he says, this is, you see very quickly, that is the book in what? The belief in what? The books of Allah. Very quickly. Sheikh done with it. Very clear. No problem. For every book was sent to a messenger. And every messenger had a book. And some of them we know of, some of them we don't know of. The ones that we know of, 5 or 6, here they are. Kada wa kada wa kada wa kada. And we believe that Allah Ta'ala revealed books to other prophets, or rather to other messengers, and we were not informed of them, but we believe in that in a general sense. We believe in that in a general sense. Naam wa rusulih, and his messengers. Ay Rasulullah, the messengers of Allah. They are the ones who Allah Ta'ala revealed to them the legislation and ordered them to what? Propagate it. Keep this point in mind regarding the difference between a messenger and a prophet, right? Prophet is who? And I'm not asma, I don't hear anything. So anyone who receives revelation from Allah is a prophet, and the messenger is the one who received revelation and then was ordered بِتَبْلِيغِهِ, to propagate it to the others. So this is who we're talking about now when we say Rusul. And the first of the prophets, Nuh alayhi salam. The first of the prophets, Adam alayhi salam. Antum. Where are you tonight? Adam was getting information from Allah, he wasn't. Jayyid. Awwaluhum Nuh, the messengers. And the last of them, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. First of the prophets is Adam. And last of them is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You got it? Ad-dalilu, the evidence. Ala awwalihim min Nuh, that Nuh is the first amongst them. قوله تعالى إِنَّ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ كَمَا أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى نُوحٍ وَنَبِيِّينَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ. Verily we have revealed to you as we revealed to Nuh and the prophets after him. In this respect, prophets here mean messenger. The messengers that came after him. يعني وحي and revelation. كَإِحَيْنَا إِلَى نُوحٍ وَنَبِيِّينَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ. وَهُوَ وَحْيِ الرِّسَالَةِ. It is the wahi, revelation of risala, the message. وَقَالُوا, another evidence. وَلَكَ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا. Verily أَرْسَلْنَا, we sent. The Rusul is what? Man mursal, the one who has been what? sent. وَلَكَ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ وَجَعَلْنَا فِي ذُرِّيَّتِهِمَا النُّبُوَّةَ وَالْكِتَابَ. We sent Noah and Ibrahim, and we placed in their lineage, or amongst their children, prophethood in the book. Surah Hadid, verse 26. فِي ذُرِّيَّتِهِمَا أي, meaning ذُرِّيَّةِ نُوح وإبراهيم, the families of Noah and Ibrahim. وَالَذِي قَبْلَ نُوح لَا يَكُنْ مِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِهِ. And the ones who were before Noah cannot be said to be from his progeny. How can a man's progeny be those who came before him? Makes no sense. So those who are his children are the ones who can be considered, what? His progeny. وَكَذَلِكَ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, similar statement of Allah Ta'ala, وَقَوْمَ نُوحٍ, and the people of Nuh, مِنْ قَبْلُ, from before, إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا قَوْمًا فَاسِقِينَ. The word before there, مِنْ قَبْلُ. You did out of my subject, what came before. Surah Dhariyat, verse 46. Even, therefore, min al-Quran, from the Quran, there are three evidences that show that Noah is the first of the messengers. Wa min as-Sunnah, and this is the most clear thing about it. One brother asked me once, and this is the first thing that came to my head regarding the issue, not the three ayat, but this hadith. And that is the hadith of shafa'ah, hadith of intercession. In أهل الموقف يقولون لنوح, the people waiting for judgment that day will come to Noah and say, أنت أول الرسل. You are the first of the messengers, Rasul. You are the first of the messengers أرسله الله إلى أهل الأرض, that Allah sent to the peoples of the earth. This is in Bukhari, brothers, in Kitab al-Tawheed in Bukhari, chapter, the words of Allah with the prophets on the day of judgment. And it's in Muslim, the book of Iman, chapter, Bawa'atna Ahl al-Jannah Manzala, the closest of the people of Jannah, yani the closest of the people of Jannah, I guess, to Allah Ta'ala. وَهَذَا الصَّرِيحِ. Sheikh says, this hadith is sarih. Sarih, clear. I mean, they say it right there, you were the first messenger. So where are you going to go after that? Amma Adam alayhi salatu salam, regarding Adam, فَهُوَ Nabi. He's a prophet. وَلَيْسَ بِرَسُولٍ. He's not a messenger. وَأَمَّا Idris. Because some people have Idris before Adam. أَمَّا Idris. فَذَهَبَ كَثِيرٌ مِنْ مُؤَرِّخِينَ, many other historians, or أكثرهم, or some of them, or some Mufassirin, say that he came before Nuh, and that he was from the grandfathers of Nuh. لكن هذا قول ضعيف جدا. This is a very weak statement. والقرآن والسنة ترده. And Quran and Sunnah kick it aside or reject it. والصواب ما ذكرنا. And what is correct is what we have mentioned. And the last of the messengers is who? Muhammad ibn Abdullah, salawatullahi wa salam alayh. لقوله تعالى, based on the statement of Allah the Exalted, ولكن رسول الله, but rather he is a messenger of Allah, وخاتم النبيين, and the last of the prophets. ولكن رسول الله وخاتم النبيين, the last of the messengers. Huh? Is that how you go? ولكن رسول الله, he is the messenger of Allah, وخاتم النبيين, and the last of the prophets. Surah Ahzab, verse 40, brothers. And he did not say, Ibn Taymiyyah says, Khatam al-Mursilin, the last of the messengers. He didn't say that. So what that means? There could be other messengers. Right? Nah. Sheikh says, لأنه إذا ختم النبوة, if prophet has been sealed off, and there's the last prophet, ختم رسالة من باب الأولى, then the messengership has been cut off first and foremost. Because in order to become a messenger, you must first be a prophet. With that, some of our ostentatious, no, I shouldn't say that. With that, some of those individuals consider themselves, describe themselves to Islam, understood that fact. فَإِنْ قُلْتَ, if you was to say, Isa alayhi salam is coming down at the last days, and he's a messenger, what do you say about that? Isa alayhi salam descending in the last days is true. No doubt about it. Related by Bukhari in the book of selling and transactions. Bukhari does that sometimes. And it's under the chapter Killing of the Pigs, read by Imam Muslim in his book Kitab al-Imam. Iman, a belief in the belief, or the book of belief that the nuzul of Isa, that Isa would descend, Isa ibn Maryam, in case somebody got it mixed up. Thought it was Isa John Paul or Isa somebody else. No, Isa ibn Maryam. He comes down and he's a messenger. So what's your response to this? Naqul, we say, min al-muttafaq alayhi, what is in a, yani naqul, huwa la yanzal bi sharia jadida. He doesn't come down with a new law. وَإِنَّمَا يَحْكُمْ بِشَرِيَةِ النَّبِيِّ. But he is going to be coming with the sharia and judging by the sharia of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فهمتم؟ انتبهتم؟ نعم. فإذا قال القائل, someone says, من المتفق عليه, what is agreed, and خير هذه الأمة, the best of this ummah, after his prophet, is Abu Bakr. And Isa was judged by the sharia of the Prophet ﷺ. So therefore he'll be a follower of the Prophet ﷺ. So how can we say that the best of this ummah after the Prophet is Abu Bakr? Sheikh says we can answer this thing with three matters, from three aspects. أولها, first of all, and Isa alayhi salam Rasul. Isa is a messenger, mustaqil, independent, min ulil azm. You know ulil azm? The 5 strong-willed prophets, or 5 strong-willed messengers. Right? And who are they? Ho, ho, ho! Can we do it once, inshallah? Jazakallah khair. He was one of them. وَلَا يَخْطَرْ بِالْبَالِ. It doesn't come to the mind of a man to try to equate Isa, who's a messenger, another strong messenger, with somebody from this ummah. If you can't even try to balance between them or make them equal, how can you say he's better? Somebody from this ummah is better than a messenger. وَلَهَذَا يَسْقُطْ. This knocks down totally this whole issue that you're bringing. And it makes what you're bringing min at-tanattu', hair splitting, going too deep, getting too heavy. وَقَدْ حَلَكَ الْمُتَنَتِّعُونَ. And those who hair split and who get too deep, they destroy themselves. كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Prophet Islam said in the Sahih Hadith, they are destroyed, the mutanatti'un, those who go too deep. And this is a good qaida to take from the Sheikh. When somebody says something that's just so stupid and just out the ballpark with foolishness, say, هذا من التنطع. You know, your hair splitting, man. You got nothing to do with the deen of Allah. He's fake. You know, like that. ثاني, the second matter, أن نقول هو خير أمة إلا عيسى. That Abu Bakr is the best of this ummah except for Isa alayhi salam. ثالثا, the third way we can say, الثالث, أن نقول is to say, إن عيسى ليس من الأمة. Isa is not from the ummah. And therefore it's not to say إنه من أمته, that he's from his ummah. وهو السابق عليه, when in reality he preceded the Prophet alayhi salam. لكنه من أتباعه إذا نزل, but he becomes one of his followers once he descends upon earth. لأن شريعة النبي, the law of the Prophet alayhi salam, باقية, will always remain إلى يوم القيامة, to the last day. فإن قال قائل كيف يكون تابعا? How can he be a follower and he will kill pigs and he will break the cross and he won't accept Islam, even though Islam generally accepts a jizya, taxation from the people of the book? Qulna, we say, the fact that, listen to this point, I like this, this is nice, this is a sweet one here. The fact that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam informed us that this will happen is part of the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu called iqrar, agreement. Iqrar, an agreement lah. فَتَقُومْ مِنْ شَرْعِهِ, then it's part of the legislation of the Prophet sallallahu وَيَكُونْ نَسْقًا لِمَا سَبَقْ, and it'll be that what abrogates whatever preceded it from the first ruling of Islam. Was that too heavy? The fact that the Prophet ﷺ came out of his lips, and he's informing the Sahaba of it, then therefore this is what agreement of the Prophet ﷺ, and that's a part of his legislation. So what Mu'min Isa will be doing is abrogating, from the statement of the Prophet ﷺ, is the abrogation of the jizya, and it takes us back to nothing not except Islam. Wadih. Since it came from his fam, and since he informed about it centuries ago, it is in fact part of his what? Deen. I think the Sheikh too strong for us. Naam. This is, even though it's early, this is where we stop, because if we go now into, oh, now I said we do Ba'ath Ba'd al-Maut. Let's do Ba'ath Ba'd al-Maut. Can you handle Ba'ath Ba'd al-Maut? Ba'ath Ba'd al-Maut, brothers. Resurrection after the death. Al-Ba'ath bimana ikhraj. Resurrection in this sense meaning coming out. Yani ikhraj al-nas. The people coming. Min kuburihim. From their graves. Ba'da mawtihim. After their death. وهذا من معتقد أهل السنة والجماعة. This is the belief of the people of Sunnah and Jama'ah. وهذا ثابت. This is fixed and affirmed. بكتاب, the book. والسنة, the authentic Sunnah. وإجماع المسلمين, and the consensus of the Muslims. بل إجماع يهود والنصارى, but even the consensus of the Jews and the Christians. حيث يقرون, they believe also that there's a day, even though they don't act like it, there's a day where the people will come out of the graves and will be rewarded or be punished in accordance with their deeds. أما القرآن, now he's bringing us what? أدلة. ويقول الله عز وجل, Allah says, زعم الذين كفروا, those who believe claim, أن لن يبعثوا, that they won't be resurrected. قل بلى وربي, say no, but by my Lord, لتبعثن, you will be raised. Surah Al-Ghabun, verse 7. وقال عز وجل, Allah says, ثم إنكم بعد ذلك, then you after that, لميتون, will die. ثم إنكم يوم القيامة تبعثون, and then you on the day of judgment will be resurrected. Surah Al-Mu'minun 10 to 16. أما في السنة, regarding the Sunnah, فجاء حديث متواترة. Mutawatir is the highest level of hadith and the soundest level of hadith. It is the agreement of people from different levels and different lands and places in which it's impossible for them to agree upon a lie. Mutawatirah. And Nabi Sallallahu fi dhalik. Many ahadith saying that. He brings that like that. So there are many hadith mutawatir about that. وَاجْمَعَ مُسْلِمٌ عَلَى هَذَا إِجْمَاعًا قَطْعِيًّا. And the Muslims have a consensus of this, a consensus that is absolute. وَأَنَ النَّاسَ يَبْعَثُونَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, that the people will be resurrected on the day of judgment. وَيَلَاقُونَ رَبَّهُمْ, and they will meet their Lord. وَيُجْزَوْنَ بِأَعْمَالِهِمْ, and they will be rewarded in accordance with their actions. فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى, he who does as much as an atom weight of good will see it. وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَى, and who does an atom's weight of evil will see it. Zalzala, verse 7 to 8. يَا أَيُّهَا الْإِنسَانُ إِنَّكَ كَادِحٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ كَدْحًا فَمُلَاقِيهِ. Yani, oh mankind, you are striving to Allah, striving to, yani, for mulaqi, to, yani, you will meet him. فَتَذَكَّرَ هَذَا اللِّقَاءَ, so remember this meeting. حَتَّى تَعْمَلْ لَهُ, so you can act for it. خَافًا, fearing, مِنْ أَنْ تَقِفَ بَيْنَ يَدَيِ اللَّهِ, that you will stand before Allah Azza wa Jal, يوم القيامة, on the day of judgment. وَلَيْسَ عِنْدَكَ شَيْءٌ مِنْ عَمَلِ الصَّالِحِ, and you won't have no good deeds. انظر ماذا عملت ليوم النقلة. See, what have you done for the day of movement, the day where you will be transferred from this life to the next. ماذا عملت ليوم اللقاء, what have you done for the meeting with Allah? فإن أكثر الناس يوم ينظرون ماذا عملوا للدنيا, because most people today look, what have I done for my dunya? What am I going to do tomorrow for my dunya? مع علم بأن هذا الدنيا التي عمل لها لا يدرون هل يتركونها أم لا. With their ignorance to the fact that this dunya that they're planning so much for, they don't know whether they will live long enough to fulfill that which they plan to do or not. A man can make plans to do a particular action tomorrow of the actions of dunya, or after tomorrow, but he doesn't reach tomorrow or the next day. لكن الشيء, but the thing, المتيقن, that is certain, and أكثر الناس في غفلة من هذا, is that most people are in a state of neglect and an awareness of this. قال الله تعالى, Allah says, بل قلوبهم غمرة من هذا. Their hearts is in a state of illusion, a state of unawareness of this. Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse 63. وَأَعْمَالُ الدُّنْيَا يَقُولُ, and the reactions of the dunya about the actions of this world, they say, وَلَهُمْ أَعْمَالٌ مِّن دُونَ ذَلِكَ هُمْ لَهَا عَامِلُونَ. And there are actions other than this that they are doing, meaning they work for the life of this world. Al-Mu'minun, verse 63. Then Allah Ta'ala, this is a jumla ismiya mufida li thabut wa istimrar, that is a continuous case with them. Hum laha amilun, that they do. وَقَالَ تَعَالَى قَدْ كُنْتَ فِي غَفْلَةٍ مِّنْ هَذَا. Verily you were in a state of neglect and unawareness of this. يعني يوم القيامة, the day of judgment, day of judgment. وَقَالَ تَعَالَى, and Allah says, فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ. Now we have removed from you your blinders. فَبَصُرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. And your sight today is clear. هذا البعث, this resurrection, everything or every people that have or claim to have a religion believe in it. And it is one of the arkan of Iman and Sit, the 6 matters of Iman. And it's the belief of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. No one denies it except one who is not connected to this millah. Abadan. Whoever is connected to the deen of Islam must believe in this. Must believe in this. And you know he didn't go in much detail regarding it. Not how the people are, the grave, the question in the grave, then the blowing of the trumpet, and then the coming out, and the state that people will be in then, and then the waiting for the judgment, and going to Nuh and all of this, and on till you get to the Mizan, and you get to the weighing, right? And you get the Sirat. He didn't go into all of that. He's given us something mukhtasar, abridgment, short, and small, mufid, beneficial of the belief, and we will cover other areas bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. هذا ما عندنا. This is what we have tonight. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد. We'll be asking questions about those 2 matters, belief in the messengers and belief in the resurrection bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Jum'ah, which will be our last lecture in this particular book. For in Ramadan we will stop the lectures and we will probably be doing something of admonition and questions and answers regarding the issues of Ramadan on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays between Isha and Taraweeh. So Friday, inshallah ta'ala, we will cover Al-Iman bil-Qadr, providing that Allah ta'ala spares us. And then we will, next time, after that, get into the, as they say, the butter or the meat of the book, which is Iman billah, to believe in Allah, and to believe in what Allah has described himself with, and what that means, and what he's described himself with in his book, and what he's described himself in the Sunnah. And then we'll go into the heart of the book, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد. Any questions? Khair. You take what is simple. He wants to know how to teach the children Aqidah. You take the most simple points that are there and you go over it in a repetition form with them. Because at some level they're going to understand. I don't know how old the particular child you're talking about. Oh, so you got to take easy things. And then like, where's Allah Ta'ala? You know, have them point up, saying Allah is over the heavens and over everything, over his throne, particularly over heavens in general and everything in general. Right? And the oneness of Allah. And like this. And the qualities of Allah, like Allah Ta'ala being merciful, Allah Ta'ala being generous, and things of that nature. Allah made you, Allah made me, Allah made your mother, Allah made, you know, like that. The easy, simple things. And it wouldn't be a problem, inshallah, have him start memorizing certain ayat if he can do so, and a hadith if he can do so around that he can understand later on. Not necessarily to understand it, I mean, fully at this particular age. I mean, the age of 6 is a very young. So, like that. Simpler, the better. Na'am. Na'am. We covered it, I thought. Well, the Sheikh said it very simple, so why don't we let him say it? He said it just like this. Al-Muhim minhu yajib, it is obligatory upon us to believe in the angels. And how do we believe in the angels? And the tape stopped, right? So khalas now. Nu'min bi'annahum alim ghaybi. We believe that they are world of the unseen. And they are not witness. So the asl or the root is that they are from the unseen world, a world that is not seen, created from light. And they have certain duties that Allah has given them from worship. And they are submissive to Allah, a total submissiveness. The ayah, la ya'sun Allah, they don't disobey Allah, ma amarahum, anything that He orders them. Wa yaf'aluna ma yu'marun, but they do what they are ordered. And we believe in those that we have the names of, we believe in them and their names. And those who we know the duties of, we believe in them and their duties. And those who we don't know any of this of, we believe in their existence. Basically, that's it. هذا مكتوب. Are the people of the book like the people? And ishkal, a lot of problems in the mind of many people. For many of our brothers, for instance, who have a aversion to eating the meat of the people of the book, will say, well, are these the same people of the book? And they don't know that in this regard they are committing a very ill behavior towards the scholars. For the scholars who have said that the meat of the people of the book is halal, the likes of Sheikh bin Baz, before the scholars, Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Ma'idah, but and the likes of Sheikh bin Baz, the likes of Sheikh Al-Albani and Uwais and Sheikh Muqbil, they are saying that these people don't even know who Ahl al-Kitab is. And one of the greatest principles of fiqh is hukum ala shay far'an tasawwurih. In order to judge upon something, it is after knowing or conceptualizing what you're talking about. So they have to know who Ahl al-Kitab is before they can tell us that the people of the book's meat is halal. They have to know who the people of the book is. The people of the book had the same beliefs that they had in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. It's found in Quran. They say that Allah is one in the Trinity. It's found in Quran. They say that Isa is Allah. It's found in Quran. They say that Isa is the son of Allah. Same belief they had before. They're the same individuals. Now, when you say to please repeat the 4 ways to know Allah, I think you mean to know the existence of Allah. The existence of Allah, we one, aqlan. There's a rational, reasonable, reasoning way to know Allah. And I'm not going to go in great detail on that. I refer you to tape. If the brother said angels was 12, then that might be 11 or 10. And you can refer to that. And also it's the hiss, or the reasoning and the observations and the senses that we have. And the fitrah, the instinct, the natural instinct that Allah has placed the people upon, that they find within themselves, unless their fitrah has been messed with and turned away and polluted. If they're upon their fitrah, they will believe in the existence of Allah. And lastly, shar'an, in the legislation. This is if you meant by your question, please read the 4 ways to know Allah. But the 4 matters that we must believe in regarding Allah is that one, that Allah Ta'ala exists. Secondly, that Allah Ta'ala alone is the Lord. Thirdly, that Allah Ta'ala alone has the best names and highest qualities. And lastly, that Allah alone has the right to be worshipped. Bas, khalasna. Na'am. Ma fi shay. So Friday, inshallah ta'ala, be prepared for questions regarding his kutub, his rusul, and ba'ath ba'd al-maut. The books, the messengers, and the resurrection after death. Khair? It means this and that. Kada wa kada. The book of Dawood, the Zabur, they refer to it in our language as Psalms. The Psalms. And of course, which book is this? This is the books they call the Psalms. You can find it in the present day. What is it, in the Old Testament, New Testament, the present day ones? Come on, these guys act like they forgot everything now. Okay, Allah yahdik, ya akhi. Okay, not too long ago you was putting some crackers in your mouth and drinking some. Come on, akhi. Chada. Not everybody, but the majority was. And if you wasn't Christian, what was you? Unique? Ah, that's even worse. Wait a minute, akhi. We'll answer this question and then you can go. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Who did it come to? It came to Dawood. If it's called the book of Dawood, it means it came to Dawood. Like if you say it called the book of Musa, it came to who? Musa. Right? Called the book of Ibrahim, it came to Ibrahim. And hakada. Kada. Naam. Go ahead, akhi. Ramadan question. It's off the subject. And there's over 10 Salafi websites. Why are you bothering me? Faddal, akhi. If I know it, I'll say it. It's Faddal. What is it? Nah. Well, if he's able to do so, he can, fasting with any disease that one is able to fast with, they're permitted to do so. They can do so without mashaqqa. If it's one that you do, a disease that you do not understand that's going to go away, or, and all that's in the hands of Allah Ta'ala, then you are permitted to feed. So you feed someone for each day. Jayed? Allah barak fikum. So upon this we close. Hada wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Yeah. Tell them. Tell them, brothers.